Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black.
What's up, all my movie-loving maniacs? This is your boy Bangful B, and welcome to this year's Lassiter Black History Month special, where I watch nothing but black cinema or black cinema that I've never seen before. And in the case of this film, The Negotiator, it is black cinema that I have never seen before. It was also recommended by a good friend of mine, and I got home early from work one night, and so I called him over and said, like, hey, you want to watch this? And he said, sure, so I watched it, so let's review. So The Negotiator is about Denny Rodman, who is a police lieutenant that is a hostage negotiator. He's good at his job, but he gets framed for the murder of his partner, and so he holds the police precinct hostage until they clear his name. Now, like I said, this was a first time watch for me. It's a movie that I've always heard about, but for one reason or another, for whatever reason, just never watched it. But I've always known that Samuel Jackson was in it. This is a starring role for him, and so that was enough for me to finally check this out. And I absolutely loved it. I really mean it. I enjoyed watching this movie because at first, the setup of the movie, I think I know what it's about, and you also got to think I didn't watch any trailers for this, and so once the hostage stuff started happening, that's when I was hooked. I was locked in. Matter of fact, this movie was basically John Q before John Q, and it's funny because the movie Straw by Tyler Perry also took a cue, pun intended, from John Q. So it's just an overall circle of life. Straw took inspiration from John Q, and John took inspiration from The Negotiator. But here's the thing, I actually like The Negotiator more than those two films, or at least John Q, because Straw, But regardless, yeah, I love this movie more than I did John Q for a number of reasons. Because one, I just feel like the suspense and tension, it was just more there than it was in John Q, and there is relatively, or at least it seemingly feels like there's more at stake with this movie than it was at John Q, even though John Q at its center involves a dying child. But the way the movie illustrated the suspense in this movie, it just had me on the edge of my seat. And Samuel Jackson is a big part of how much I enjoyed this movie. This was truly a starring role for him. This was his own vehicle that he truly excelled in. And once the plot really got going, you could tell he was clearly having a lot of fun with this role. Now, fuck Kevin Spacey as a human being, but as an actor, he is pretty good. And honestly, I haven't seen much of his filmography outside of the big ones that he's known for. In fact, I just watched Seven with a couple of my coworkers, and I forgot how good he was in that film. But this movie here, I actually like him more in this film because every other movie that I've seen him in, he's either a villain or a flawed character, but here he is a good cop just trying the best to defuse this situation. I like seeing him in this kind of role, but he's still a piece of shit in real life though. Plus, I just like the overall mystery of him trying to clear his name in this movie. I thought it was going to go one way, but then it went a completely another way. One moment you think you figured out who framed him, but then it just pulls the rug out from under you. If you have not seen The Negotiator, I highly recommend it. This is definitely Samuel Jackson's movie. This is one of his flagship movies that he will be known for forever. I'm going to give The Negotiator the hard eyes emoji. This is your boy Bangful B of The Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, stay warm, and be on the lookout for more movie reviews for the Lassiter Factor Black History Month movie review special.